Hello everybody, welcome back once again to the Triangle Strategy Walkthrough. So the last video there we did the Chapter 7 vote, so I'm going to save my game here and we will continue on.
House Wolfort surrenders their charge, Prince Roland, at Gustadolf's behest, sparing themselves from the Duchy's wrath. House Tellior surrenders their land, also buying their reprieve. Lord Silvio bends the knee, declaring absolute devotion to their Isfrosty masters. House Fawkes surrenders nothing. The last of the high houses to remain loyal to their fallen king. News of their countrymen's capitulations shocks Lord Landroy, leaving him with a grave choice to make.
I've brought the prince, Your Grace.
Gustadolf, you traitorous bastard! You'll pay for what you've done to my family! Mark my words!
Easy there, Avlora. We need him alive, after all.
I am sworn to do all in my power to keep you from harm, Your Grace.
The boy is overcome with emotion, and who could blame him? Perhaps this will quell his rage a bit.
Cordelia!
Brother! Let him go.
Indulge her, Avlora.
Oh, brother! Thank the heavens you're safe. They didn't hurt you, did they?
I'm fine. I thought I'd never see you again. Let us speak after. Surely the Archduke will afford us that small mercy.
Yes. Later, then.
Prince Roland, you are well aware of the position Glenbrook finds itself in, yes? Your kingdom is ours. House Tellior and House Wolfort have both bent the knee. Among the three high houses, only House Fawkes still proves recalcitrant.
You mean for me to convince Lord Landroy to submit?
Oh, nothing so tedious as that. I want you to order his death. I'm certain House Wolfort would be more than happy to oblige.
You're mad! I won't be a mouthpiece to your cruelty.
I know you've only just come into your responsibility, so allow me to offer a word of advice. A prince's first thought should ever be of his people.
What are you saying?
Landroy will not stand idly by for long. When he acts, and act he will, this land will once again be consumed by the fires of war. It is your duty as prince to quench that fire while it is yet kindling, lest you rule over a kingdom of corpses when all is done. You see that I am right, Your Highness. Give the order.
Alright, let's check out these side stories. So it says, whatever Erica and Thalos are scheming, it can only bode more ill for the kingdom of Glenbrook.
Enjoying yourself, are you? I do wish you'd learn to temper your vices, brother.
And I wish you'd learn to live a little, sister. Well then, what is it?
We leave for the Falk's domain at once.
I thought those Wolffort dogs were to do the deed. Why must we go?
You really must use your head more often. The one atop your shoulders, that is. When have you ever known a dog to be obedient without some good measure of discipline?
Indeed. Very well then, dear sister. I shall be ready anon.
Okay. Let's see here. So here's the Falk Streets. Word of House Wolffort's and House Telior's surrender reaches Lord Landroy.
Twould seem the rumors were true, my lord. House Wolffort has delivered Prince Roland into Esfrost's clutches. And House Telior, my lord, they too have... My lord?
My good man, when you look at this painting, what do you feel?
It is our home. As beautiful and verdant in reality as it is depicted by a master's brush.
Indeed. It is a treasure, our land. Its safekeeping entrusted to us by His Majesty King Regna. May his soul rest in peace. An honor without equal. A duty worth fulfilling. At all and any cost. A duty I will not shirk from. Now or ever.
Okay, a missive arrives from the Whiteholm Castle to the fallen House Wolffort. The message it bears unlike to be a happy one.
What? Invade the Falk's domain?
Such was the edict delivered to us by the Esfrosti messenger.
Ludicrous. They would have the High Houses turn on one another? We should be treating with House Falks, not stabbing them in the back.
Doubtless the Archduke has little regard for honor between houses. He views the Falk's land as a fruit ripe for plucking.
One which they would pluck for themselves. Or have us pluck for them, rather.
The decree was signed in Prince Roland's own hand.
Lies! His hand was forced.
Indeed, by my brother. And if we disobey, the Archduke would have good reason to make an example of us.
Gustadolf wins either way. We're trapped.
And yet, no trap is infallible, my lord. There must be a way to avoid the civil war the Archduke is intent on causing.
Aye, and I reckon Lord Landroy's of the same mind. He's the last man who wants to see countrymen slaughtering each other.
Agreed. But we must tread carefully.
If indeed it is the land itself that Gustadolf desires, perhaps an exchange can be arranged.
An exchange of what? Territory?
Just so. House Telior negotiated similar terms. Far from ideal, to be certain, but preferable to the alternative. Whether Lord Landroy will be amenable to such terms, however, is another matter entirely.
Still, it is our best chance. Let us treat with Lord Landroy. In the meantime, Esfrost must believe that we are playing along. Advance our forces to the Falk's domain.
Yes, my lord.
Okay. What was that? here's the side story. So after ensuring its own survival by relinquishing Prince Roland, House Wolford is visited by an unexpected guest.
Milord, are you off to battle again?
Aye, by the royal family's decree. And I have need of able-bodied men.
Return victorious, my lord.
Worry not. We shall.
Why, if it isn't the young Lord Wolford?
Minister Patriat, I had not heard that you were paying a visit to our domain.
Ah, Lord Wolford, pray do not concern yourself on my account. My work here is all but done, and it is time I was on my way. I must commend you, my lord, for keeping order and harmony in your domain despite the rather unfortunate recent events. Most admirable indeed. At the end of the day, our duty is to the throne, not to the man who sits in it. In times of uncertainty, we must value order above all else. I would encourage you to remember that.
I can see the merit in that. Thank you for your wisdom.
Heed it well, and I have no doubt many years of prosperity await you and yours under as frosty rule. By your leave, my lord.
Okay, next up here is the Falk Streets. A bird arrives bearing grim news for Lord Landroy. The Wolfords have bent the knee to Esfrost. House Falks alone stands loyal to Glenbrook's fallen king.
What news from House Wolford, my lord?
The Archduke has ordered them to march on our domain in Prince Roland's name. A clever ploy, if true. No matter the outcome, Esfrost profits. However, House Wolford claims to have no intention of blindly following these orders. They seek to parley, that we might together find a way to prevent the fall of the three high houses.
How will you respond, my lord?
How indeed. The Wolfords handed over His Highness to save their own hides, hardly an act that warrants our trust. That said, their desire to avoid bloodshed is no doubt sincere, if only to bide time to lick their wounds. And somehow, I suspect there may be more to this stratagem of theirs.
My lord, then you...
I shall grant them audience. Pen the reply.
At once, my lord.
Prince Roland has passed his decree. The complete decimation of House Falks is the order of the day. A chilling command, which would see one of Glenbrook's three high houses reduced to bloody rubble. Though penned in the prince's hand, the order was not his own. Forcing his hand was Archduke Gustadolf, a specter over his shoulders until the ink had dried. House Wolford is given the command to uproot their erstwhile countrymen. And with heavy hearts, they march. However, the young Serenoa bears hope. Hope that bloodshed can be stopped. Hope that Lord Landroy can be convinced to see reason. Hope that the day is not far off when the realm will know peace again.
Alright, so looks like we've got a side story here at the Citadel of the Sands. So receiving bird after bird, Sorcerer attempts to make sense of the tumult that has rocked the realm.
Oh, the Wolforts have been ordered to bring down House Falks, you say?
It would appear so. They entreat us for arms and provisions for the battle ahead.
A request we will deny, of course. I leave it to you to concoct a convincing reason.
Consider it done.
I do believe this little conflict between countrymen will play to our benefit. No doubt Landroy will spare no effort as he makes his last stand. Our day draws near, Booker, and we must make every preparation for its arrival.
And so it shall be.
Alright, looks like next up is our exploration phase. Yeah, I'm not seeing any other side quests. Let's do it. So House Wolford makes Wolford makes pretense of marching its army on the Falk's domain, hoping to parley with Lord Landroy in secret without drawing the Duchy's attention.
The Falklands truly are the jewel of Glenbrook.
Aye. I don't see Landroy giving him up easily, even if it comes to war.
And that is why we will not simply give them up. We shall negotiate such that benefits may be reaped by all parties. Lord Landroy first among them. He is a reasonable man, yes?
That he is, my lord. But we cannot hope to make him see reason if we cannot speak to him face to face.
Alright, should negotiations fail, we will find ourselves fighting on their terms. I must have a strategy at the ready. Behold the lifts over there, my lord. Typically, they're employed by those who work the land. Yeah, I believe they might also serve us in battle. Should it come to that, we should not hesitate to take advantage of the terrain. It might behoove us to survey the land before Lord Landroy arrives. Alright, let's do it. Got a large HP recovery pellet. Down here, an immobility recovery pellet. Let's see here. Large HP recovery pellet. It is true what they say, or is it true that they say that Prince Roland was taken prisoner by Ezfrost? Just what is happening in Glenbrook? Lord Landroy is prepared to fight, but what of House Wolfort? I can only pray you did not forsake His Highness to save your own hides. Ezfrost is watching over our every move. We must be cautious lest any harm come to Roland. So you learned about Wither Prince Roland. My cousin lives in the Crown City, but I haven't heard from him of late. I wonder if he's alright. And it says, if negotiations fail, the battle with House Falks ensues. Their archers would have the upper hand, raining down arrows upon us from above. Indeed. Let's see what Benedict has to say. I am not without hope that he will listen to reason, but we must be prepared for all contingencies. This used to be the site of a great fort many years ago. That's why the grounds are terraced like this. My grandpa told me so. There's 400 coins. Let's go down and talk to Gila next. They grow their wheat in terraced fields, I see, and I suppose this lift is used for planting. Mayhap we can leverage this in battle. We have nothing to lose by learning how to operate it, especially if we cannot find common ground. Boy, yeah, there's a lot of not so subtle hints about a battle ahead. Wheat is a specialty of this land. We export it to both Hyzant and Ezfrost. I heard a ghastly rumor that Ezfrost invaded the Crown City. Could they be after our wheat too? Yeah, probably. I mean, food's food. What bountiful fields they have here. I wish not to tarnish this beautiful land in a fight. The Frosty value freedom more than anything. Unfortunately, all that means is the powerful rise to the top and the weak are crushed under their iron boot. Leaders like Gustadolf don't know the meaning of peace. We sealed our fate the day his grace thought we could reason with them. Gustadolf stands atop a nation where only the strongest thrive. I suppose his invasion of Glenbrook was merely an extension of that. So there's Ezfrost's guiding principle. Information. These lifts are powered by the windmills. Our family's been tasked by Lord Landroy with keeping them in good repair. Should even a single one of them break down, we'll rush to the scene to fix it. Alright, so here's another cat. I don't know how many we're up to now, but I definitely, obviously didn't get that one my first playthrough because I didn't come through here. Let's head into this building here. Some glints here. 1,000 coins and an ice stone. And let's, oh, another glint on the shelves here. Marvels of Norzelia Volume 4. Lord Landroy entrusted my family with fixing the windmills. My son is in charge of repairs. I just manage the parts. Alright. Family business. There's another ice stone. Even the smallest spark could set these fields ablaze now. We must needs tread carefully. That doesn't make sense. The chronicles say that many a field was set ablaze in the Salt Iron War. You should know better than to say things like that. It's bad luck. Alright, next house. Oh, I see some glints here. Letter from the Crown City. Fire amulet. Lord Landroy thinks only of the happiness and prosperity of his people, and you won't find a more loyal subject to King Regna anywhere in the land. We're proud to call him our lord. Jeez, proud to kill him. That doesn't make sense. All right, welcome. How can I be of service today? All right, so let's buy everything. You know, I try to buy everything from all of these traveling merchants, and this guy does have some pretty good stuff. These are pretty, you know, end game items, I would say. I don't think he's got any accessories though. Yeah, we're all sold out, and then he does have a bunch of superior components as well. I'm gonna buy all these for sure. Alright, so that's it. Wow, I used all my money except for 1,000. Oh my gosh, wow. Well, I'm gonna have to do some farming again. That's wild. That was a lot of cash. Isn't she a beauty? These windmills are the pride of the Falk's domain. It's the power of wind that moves these lifts, you see. The Lord had them built so we could use these fields to their fullest. These fertile lands were given to us by King Regna, so we need to make the most of them. Wow, that's a very good outlook. Alright, so let's take a look here. What were the different... Jesus, lose my train of thought here. All of the different treasures. I think I actually might have got all of them. Scarecrow near Huet was one of them. Yeah, so down here. So that was a large HP recovery pellet. There was another one on a Scarecrow near Eridor, which, yeah, I must have got that as well. The immobility pellets, which I did get those as well. Those were down near the bottom here. 400 coins. That was way up in the top up here. And then, let's see, an ice stone and 1,000 coins in one of the buildings, fire amulet in another. Marvels of Norzelia Volume 4, got that. Letter from the Crown City, got that one as well. And I got the cat. Alright, so we're on to the, oh, interesting. On to the choices, the conviction choices. So let's talk to Huet. First I lose Prince Roland, now I must turn my blade against my countrymen? And not just countrymen, but House Falks, loyal retainers of the crown. I only hope we can resolve this with words alone. Yeah, fair. The Falklands produce, so the top is morality, obviously, middle liberty, bottom utility. So the Falklands produce all the grain in Glenbrook. We have to protect these lands for our people, or we must try to persuade Lord Landry to our cause, but he will inevitably have the final say on the matter. Or there is nothing to be gained from a fight between our houses. I hope to convince him that an opportunity lies before us. Yeah, let's do that. Go in utility. If your two houses work together, we might be able to strike back at Esfrost. Please, Lord Cyrano, you must convince Lord Landroy to see reason. Indeed. Alright. Beautiful fields like these don't just sprout up overnight. It takes hard work. I can see why Lord Landroy's subjects are so loyal to him. The Falklands are truly a sight to behold. Someday I hope to return and bask in the beauty of this land. Or I was surprised to see that harvesting took precedence over building any semblance of walls or fences. Or Lord Landroy is a man possessed of fierce loyalty. What would he do with this land? Worst come to worst. Yeah, interesting. I think I'm gonna go with the top option here. Get a little bit of liberty. I've no doubt it'd be well worth the journey, but we've got to convince Lord Landroy first if you want that hope to become a reality. Right, for the domain and its people. Alright, so the last thing that we can do is to fix... There's apparently the second lift is broken. I guess I didn't know that. Let's see here. There must be something to interact with. Yeah, here we go. It won't budge. Alright, so this one's broken. So that's the first part that you need to do. Now we need to talk to somebody near Frederica to find out that this thing needs parts. Let's see, it must be... Is it like this guy or something? So powered by the windmills. Should even a single one of them break down and rush to the scene to fix it? Okay, yeah. The lift over there seems to not be working properly. Might you know why? That's odd. I swear it looked just fine earlier today. Perhaps something's amiss with one of the windmills. I'll go take a look right away. Bingo. Just as I thought, the windmill's busted. Should be easy enough to fix, though. Mind fetching a part for me from my old man? Alright, let's head in here and talk to the old timer. Give us some parts. Landroy entrusted my family with fixing the windmills. My son is in charge of repairs. I just manage the parts. Indeed. Your son asked for some parts to fix the windmill. Might you have what he needs? I reckon I know just the one giving you folks trouble. This should do the trick. I'll go and take this to my boy. He'll have it fixed in a wink. Alright. So that is the third thing. The last thing that we need to do is speak with them just outside the window. Here we are. Good grief, this lift is acting up again? Here, I brought the parts. Just what I needed. I'll have her fixed up in no time. Give us a moment, would you? That should do it. Whoever came up with this is something else. Who would have thought to harness the power of wind? Indeed. Alright, yep. Alright, so that's it. We have accomplished everything that we needed to here in town. So let's end the exploration. Lord Landroy should be arriving soon. Let us hope he is receptive to our terms.
Esfrosty forces muster at the border. They're preparing to advance.
Esfrost? What treachery is this?
While we were preparing for the parley, they snuck up on us unawares. What shall we do, my lord?
So the Wolford dogs have already learned some tricks from their new master, eh?
We await your command, my lord.
Split our forces in two. Send one regiment to the border. I shall lead the other to meet House Wolford in the field.
Aye, my lord.
We'll defend King Regna's gift until the last of us falls. The history shall know that House Fox did not bend the knee.
Well, the negotiations were over before they began. So next up is going to be the storyline battle here, but I actually need to do the next Mental Mock battle, so I'm going to do that in the next video. Let's take a look here. Yeah, so that's going to be to each their own. That's actually been available for a little while, but I just haven't got around to doing a video for that yet. So that'll be the next one. As always, though, I hope the guide was helpful, and thank you for watching.